Have you ever sat alone long enough to hear the echoes of your own silence? That's when the truth starts whispering in your ear, a truth most people will never have the guts to face. The truth that the world doesn't care about your pain. It doesn't care about your tears, your struggles, or the nights you spent bleeding into your own hands. The world is indifferent. And the strongest ones, the ones who claw their way out of the pit, they learn that the hard way. Alone. Always alone. People love to talk about loyalty. They love to preach about family, about brotherhood. But let me tell you something. Loyalty fades when the fire gets too hot. Family turns their backs when the storm gets too wild. Brotherhood? That's just a word when you hit the ground, broken and gasping. Don't expect anyone to lift you up. They'll step over your body and move on like you never existed. That's the truth. The strongest warriors don't rise because someone saved them. They rise because they saved themselves. And you want to know why the strongest are always alone. Because we see the world for what it really is, a battlefield. And on the battlefield, you trust no one but yourself. Trust gets you killed. Hope gets you betrayed. Love? Love carves a hole so deep in your chest, you'll spend the rest of your life trying to fill it with ashes. You think I'm wrong? Look back at every time you opened your heart, every time you let someone in. Where are they now? Gone. But you're still here. Barely breathing maybe, but alive. And that's all that matters. Pain changes you. It sharpens you, hardens you. It carves away the weak parts until all that's left is something raw, something unbreakable. Pain teaches lessons the soft-hearted will never understand. It whispers in your ear, don't trust, don't depend, don't break. You take that pain and you wear it like armor. Let it seep into your bones. Let it fuel your hunger, your drive. Because you are not a victim, you are a warrior. And warriors don't get sympathy, they get scars. Have you ever noticed how quiet it gets at the top? That's because most people don't make it. They give up. They crumble. But you keep climbing, clawing your way through the mud, the blood, and the lies. And when you get there, when you stand at the top of that mountain, you'll look around and realize there's no one else. The summit is cold, silent, lonely. But that's where the strongest stand, alone, watching the weak crumble below. You think strength comes from numbers? From having people by your side? Number strength comes from standing when your legs are broken, from fighting when your hands are shaking, from walking through fire and coming out alive. Alone, you've been abandoned, betrayed, forgotten. Good. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let their absence remind you that you don't need anyone. Every scar, every tear, every ounce of pain, that's your story. That's your power. Wear it like a crown. People fear the ones who don't break, who don't bend. They'll call you cold. They'll call you cruel. They'll call you heartless. Let them. Because those labels, they're just words. And words don't cut as deep as the knives you've already pulled from your back. You've got nothing to prove to them, nothing to show. Your silence will scream louder than their empty voices ever could. You were born into this war, and no one handed you a map. No one gave you a way out, but you survived, barely. You survived the lies, the betrayal, the loneliness, and now you're stronger for it. While they were busy hiding from the storm, you walked straight into it. While they were breaking under the weight, you carried it. And now they look at you with fear, with envy, because they know you're not like them. You are something else, something they'll never be. But don't get it twisted. This path isn't for everyone. Most people don't have the guts to walk it. They talk big, act tough, but the second the shadows creep in, they fold. You embrace the dark. You make it your home because you've realized the truth. The strongest warriors are forged in the blackest nights, and when the dawn comes, it's not the light that saves you, it's the fire inside you, the one you kept burning when the world tried to snuff it out. So keep walking, warrior. Keep fighting. Keep burning. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe them an apology. You don't owe them your trust. You owe yourself the victory, the climb, the crown. And when they see you standing there, bloodied but unbroken, they'll finally understand the strongest are always alone. And that's exactly how it's meant to be. Most people will never admit it. But real strength? It's not about muscles. It's not about power. It's not about money. It's about how much pain you can carry and still move forward. You think being strong means you don't feel anything? Number to being strong means you feel it all. Every betrayal, every loss, every heartbreak. And you keep going anyway. You think a warrior is someone who never falls? Number A warrior is someone who falls 1,000 times and gets up 1,001. This world is full of cowards. People who will promise you the moon and the stars only to disappear the second it gets dark. People who will smile in your face while plotting to stab you in the back. They'll laugh at your pain, dismiss your struggles, and then pretend to mourn when you're gone. That's why you can't depend on anyone. No one. Not your friends, not your family, not your so-called loved ones. Depend on yourself. That's it. You want something done? Do it yourself. You want to survive? Fight for yourself. You want to win? Burn for it. Alone. You think you've lost everything? Good. Now you're dangerous, because a man who has lost it all is a man with nothing left to lose. They can't threaten you anymore. They can't use your love, your trust, your hopes against you. You're free. Free to carve your own path, to fight your own battles, to become the warrior they'll never forget. So let them talk. Let them doubt you. Let them leave. They don't understand, and they never will, because they don't have what it takes, but you do. You always did. So keep going. Keep climbing. Keep burning, because when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, when the world tries to count you out, you'll still be standing, alone, but undefeated. And that's what makes you unstoppable, because the strongest, they're always alone. Not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. Because they know that true strength doesn't come from the people around you. It comes from within. From the fire that burns in your soul, and as long as that fire rages, you'll never fall, you'll never break, you'll never stop. And when they look back, when they see what you've become, they'll realize they were wrong about you. But by then, it'll be too late, because you'll be gone, untouchable, unbreakable, unstoppable, and that's all that matters.